Hello, my name is Miguel Olivares. Today I'm going to be teaching you about MMA, mixed martial arts. Basically, I'll give you a brief summary about mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts, what it is basically a style of fighting, but it involves everything, whether it comes from boxing, from kickboxing, and wrestling. It's all three combined into one. So in MMA, you do have you can throw jabs, you have punches, you have different types of kicks, and you can even wrestle in the ground. That's what makes MMA so unique or so special. So yeah, for today I'm going to be showing you the different types of things you can do. For example, I'll be showing you how you can throw a punch and the correct way to throw it in an MMA style. I'll show you how you can throw a kick, how to do it properly, and the different ways you can do it. There's a bunch of different ways that it can be thrown. I will also be showing you the stances that are thrown while you are in a fight of MMA, whether you're moving, whether you're switching stances and everything. It all depends on your opponent. We'll be working on that. I'll also be showing you how to grapple, mainly showing you, I won't go into too much detail into the submissions and all that, but I'll mainly show you how you can, like, I guess in a way, make it where you start the progress of everything, and then where you work on the back and everything. I'll be showing you all that. And then what I'll also be showing you is defense, how to protect yourself from these shots and everything like that, and kind of dodge any certain hits. Okay, so to start off, we're going to be working on the punches. The punches, it's always regular stance. So it's always, we call this a southpaw stance. It's always going to be left foot over right foot, and then you're right here. Left over right, maybe right here, always ready. So a jab, what we call that one's kind of like a quick burst, kind of to catch your opponent off guard. So it's always going to be right here, just like this. So yeah, that's kind of be the jab. This one you can throw it from any side. You can throw it from the right. It all depends on your opponent and kind of what he's giving you. You always have to base off what he is giving you and use your head to that. Use what arm you throw and everything. So we do have other types of punches. For example, we do from the same stance always. It's always going to be a southpaw stance. We're going to have same stance. We do have an uppercut where you kind of just go up. Usually that one you tend to hit them right under the chin. Usually those are more power punches and everything. So we do have the uppercut. I mean right here, same stance. We do have the right overhand. So that when you go all the way around and knock them out. This one usually you kind of step into it where you have the full power and everything, kind of to catch your opponent off guard, and you're always trying to put them to sleep. That way you win the fight. And then one of the last ones that you do have is a body shot. So this one you tend to go here. You usually hit them right here, right in the liver. Usually what people do that is so because in the liver when you get hit there really hard, it tends to tense up, meaning you will probably get knocked down to the ground, meaning that would be points for you. So yeah, mainly that's most of the punches and everything. Now we're going to be working on the kicks. The kicks and everything is going to be from the same stance always, a southpaw stance. So it's going to be here, same position. And you're always going to throw, you're always going to tend to aim for the calf or for the thigh, because usually that does mean you tend to want to slow down your opponent, because whenever your opponent tends to step into a punch or anything, the more you hit him on the leg, the weaker the punch will be. So it all builds up into everything, so that's why you damage the legs, that way his punches are weaker. So for a kick, it's always going to be the same thing, right here. Like that. You're always going to walk into it, you're going to step into it, and then just kick. You're always going to be aiming for this top and everything. So we do have that kick where you target the lower leg. And then we also do have another kick that we call the front kick. That one we use it to get your opponent away from you. From if he's either trying to grapple with you or trying to punch you, get closer to you, you always just throw the lead kick, the front kick. It's right here. That one we do use, you aim here towards the abdominals, and that's where you push them away and everything to get them away from you. So yeah, that's mainly it for the kicks and everything. That's mainly it for the basic punching and kicking when it comes to mixed martial arts. Now I'll be showing you a little bit of the different stances that they do have. So different stances are southpaw, which is the regular one that I showed you. It's right here. Left arm over right arm, right here. Just same thing. Throw punches, throw kicks. That's what we call a southpaw. Now we do have usually your opponent, it is very fast-paced wrestling and everything. So your opponent will tend to, switch stances. He's going to go here, whether he's a righty or a lefty, whatever he's comfortable with. So you're always going to be moving. You're always going to be dodging, switching stances, being ready to see what he gives off of you, and everything like that. So it all depends what your opponent gives you, and you get from there what he gives you. So yeah, switching stances is pretty basic. You southpaw, switch to the other side. You're always going to be, you can do the same thing here. Leg kick, jab, jab. It's always the same thing with mixed martial arts. So yeah, that's basically it for the stances. So yes, we have gone through the punching, we have gone through the kicking, and we have also gone through the switching stances. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of the defense. The defense is very important because this is what stops you from getting hit, and it also allows your opponent to kind of lose excitement in trying to hit you, because he will see that the more you're blocking, the more defense that you have, the less momentum he'll build up from trying to hit you and from thinking he would win the fight. So yeah, defense, usually whenever you just hear same stance, whenever they tend to throw a right hand, you always usually want to dodge to the left, away from it, so it just go right here. So you will always have those stances. Usually body shots are a lot different because they're a lot harder to block. Usually you are going to get hit, but usually they won't throw them as much, because whenever you get hit with a body shot, you will come back and you usually he will leave the head wide open, meaning he will get hit. So usually body shots are a little bit harder to block, but you can at most just right here, just dodge right here, hopefully they hit here. Yeah, body shots are a little bit trickier, but yeah, usually one of the main ones that they do use, rather than just blocking here, blocking the head, blocking the body, one of the most popular factors that they use, popular ways that they use in MMA is swaying, what they call it. So swaying is the same thing right here. Whenever they throw a punch, you just sway back, just dodge it. Same thing, you can do it to the left, you can do it to the right. We call it a sway because you're swaying away from the punch, and when you sway away, you're able to kind of step into a punch and be able to give it back. So that's what we call it, the sway. It is very popular in MMA, as it is used by a lot of professional fighters and everything, and usually it tends to catch the opponent off guard. Yeah, so for defense, it's nothing too crazy. It's basically just the blocking, the swaying, and you do have also for the leg kicks. For the leg kicks, you do have, we call it a check, a leg check. So a leg check is whenever they're going to throw a leg kick to try to hit you hard, to try to slow you down, you usually tend to check it. So usually when they throw it, you check it with the front part of your leg, which is the shin. You just place it like that. So usually what that'll do, it'll hurt the opponent's legs. It has happened a lot in professional MMA that they do tend to break their ankle because of the force that they generate. So yeah, usually to block a leg kick, you just want to check it with your chin, and that's basically the way that it'll get your opponent to stop throwing them. So yeah, for defense, for checking, that's mainly it. We have gone over the punching, the kicking, we have gone over different stances, and the defense. So now we're going to get to the most exciting part, and one of my favorite parts. This is going to be the grappling. The grappling is basically, it's very tricky because it is very unique and exciting, because you don't see it in many sports, only in wrestling. Like for example, in MMA you do have the punching, the kicking, and you do have the wrestling. So it can be a very tiring sport. But yeah, for the wrestling, I won't go into too much detail, but you do have like the submissions, you can use takedowns, there's a lot of things you can do. But for example, always, we call it a clinch. You always want to grab into your opponent. I don't have an opponent right now with me, but I'll kind of see what I can do. You always want to, see if I can use a pillow. You always want to kind of grapple. Actually, I'll just see if I can use that as an imaginary. So you just kind of grab them right here. You're always going to have them right here, just facing here, facing forward in front of me. You're going to have them here. You're just going to be working on them. You're going to be stepping on them, trying to get their mind off of things, trying to get their mind, trying to distract them. That way you can see if you can work your way around, because once you have the back, that's your main goal. Always when you're clinching, you always want to try and get the back. So you're right here, and then once you sneak down, try to get under the arm, you're going to have them right here. So their back's going to be right here, they're going to be facing forward. So now you have them on your back right here. Right here, once you're here, you're in control already. Now you can throw like little leg kicks, you can throw punch, but basically once you have the back control, you're under control, because now you can use anything. You can use a takedown, whether you pick them up and slam them on the ground. You can use a takedown where you trip their feet and then take them down, and then that's where you wrestle on the ground. But yeah, basically once you have the back, it's your bread and butter. You're gonna try and take them down. You're gonna try and body slam them. There's a lot of things you can do once you have the back. But yes, as a wrestler and as a grappler, that's the number one thing. Always go for the back, because once you have the back, you're in control. So yeah, for grappling, there's not too much. That's usually how the clinch starts and how the wrestling starts. But yeah, usually grappling, there is a lot more. Once you're on the ground, you can start using submissions, whether it's chokehold, you have arm bars, you have the triangle choke, you have all those chokes that you can use. So yeah, we do use those a lot in grappling. But yeah, I won't show you too much of that because I don't have anyone I can show you with. But yeah, you can use takedowns, whether it's body slams and everything. So yeah, that basically sums it up for the grappling. Yes, we did cover the punches and everything. We did cover the counters, the leg kicks. We did cover the side stances, and we also did go over the grappling. Okay, so yeah, basically MMA, it is very unique because, it does involve everything. Like I said, the punches, the kicking, the throwing. So like I said, it can be very tiring, but it can be very exciting to everyone because there's many different ways you can beat your opponent. So yeah, that's why MMA has always been one of my favorite sports. I have been watching it for a good 8 to 10 years. One of my favorite fighters is Conor McGregor. I love the way he has a lot of power and everything, and that's why I kind of got into MMA and everything. But yeah, I love it, and I would love to show it to you. But yeah, so yeah, that basically sums up my presentation, my lesson plan for MMA. Now what we're gonna do is kind of, after this hard workout and tiring workout, we're gonna have a little cool down. That way we can just kind of relax the mind and stretch the body and feel better about ourselves today. Okay, so now we're gonna do the upper body. Just gonna go right hand over the head. Just stretch it for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we got the upper body down. Now we're gonna work on a little bit on the lower part. So it's gonna be the hips. So you're gonna go knees to your chest, right here, right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now for about 10 seconds, you're just gonna go right here. Your elbow stretch. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you just shake it off a little bit, and yeah, should pretty much be it. So yeah, that sums up my lesson plan on MMA. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you have a great rest of your day.